What's up, guys? It's Lou from Unbox Therapy, and by request, we are looking at the OnLive Game System. You guys voted for it, so let's take a look at it first. More unboxings on the way. Don't worry if you voted for a different product. It's coming up soon. But let's talk about the OnLive Game System. After all, this is an exciting product, fairly unique in the marketplace in terms of gaming consoles. You got the MicroConsole on the left and the controller on the right. And my first impressions of this controller are that from a size and weight perspective, it's very similar to an Xbox 360 controller, except for the layout of the analog sticks, of course. Next, you've got the MicroConsole. Damn, that thing is tiny, unlike the other consoles on the market. But after all, this is cloud-based gaming, so you don't need a ton of hardware on your end. A lot of the processing is happening elsewhere. We've also got a little bit of paperwork from OnLive, including this quick little startup pamphlet that tells you how to get everything up and running. You're going to need to hook up your HDMI cable, LAN cable, AC, of course, you're going to need power, and then you're going to want to insert your AA batteries into the controller, sync it up, and you should be ready to get OnLive. Now, underneath this flap is everything else you need to completely get up and running, if you will. You've got some cables down here, the AC adapter, as well as two AA Duracells, so you're not going to have to go out and scramble to find some yourself. I always enjoy when the manufacturer gives you everything you need to get started. But something that surprised me here is you also get a rechargeable battery pack if you prefer. It's nice to have that option of using either a rechargeable battery pack or AA's, whichever is more convenient for you at the time. And then we've also got this power brick, a fairly small power brick, but when you consider the size of the console, you know, it should be small, right? You're not going to expect an Xbox 360 power brick, the infamous gigantic power brick. So here we've got the cables as well. Again, you're not going to need to go out and get anything. You got everything you need to get up and running right in the package. You've got your networking cable as well as your micro USB cable for charging the controller. And then lastly, you've even got an HDMI cable. You guys know I get excited when the manufacturer gives you everything you need, including the HDMI cable. What kind of a person gets excited about an HDMI cable? Well, I do, because this is Unbox Therapy, where we get excited about products, right? So here's a better look at those cables. It's a fairly long micro USB cable, so you can actually probably use the controller while you're hooked up. And here's a better look at that HDMI cable as well. And here's a better look at the controller. This is obviously what it's all about. You're going to be handling this baby more than anything else. And I'm actually impressed at first glance. This thing feels real comfortable, like I said earlier, kind of like an Xbox 360 controller. You've got your micro USB along the top, and this is how your battery pack is inserted. As I mentioned earlier, you can use the rechargeable battery pack, or you can go with the AA version. Completely up to you, whichever is more convenient. I love having that option right there. I'm going to leave the rechargeable one in there for now. And as I mentioned earlier, very similar to the Xbox 360 controller, except for the fact that the analog thumbstick layout is obviously different, more PlayStation style. So it's somewhere in between a PlayStation controller and an Xbox 360 controller. But from a size and weight perspective, it's a lot closer to the Xbox 360 controller, a little bit more contoured. The way the battery fits in is almost identical. They definitely took some of their design cues from the 360 controller. If you're comfortable with it, you'll probably be comfortable with this. Now, the difference is on the bottom here, you've got some controls that you would never see on an Xbox 360 controller, including play, pause, fast forward, rewind, and even a record button. I believe that's because you can record your gameplay. I'll find out more about that later, but I'm very interested to see the features and functions of this device. After all, I have no experience with it at the moment, but I do have extensive experience with the traditional consoles, so I'm obviously going to compare the two and probably give you guys some feedback about how it performs, what to expect if you're interested in this device as well. Now, on the front of the micro console, you've got two USB ports and what I believe is going to be your power button. Obviously, you're also going to charge your controller via those USB ports. And along back, you've got an HDMI connector, a separate AV out. I assume that's for probably a cable that you can buy as an accessory if you don't have HDMI. You've got audio out as well as optical audio out, your networking port as well as your power port. Fairly straightforward, should be easy to set up, and I can't believe how small this thing is. This would be real cool to travel with, bring to your hotel room, who knows. So anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this unboxing, then hopefully you can like and favorite this video. If you want to know more about this OnLive game console, then let me know down in the comments, and I might be able to do a review or maybe some gameplay to give you guys a better idea of what to expect if you're interested in the console. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do that too. And until the next video, which should be coming up shortly, I will see you guys around the channel. All right, later.